Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Elliot Webber and I had a different video planned today. If you saw one of my posts on Twitter or X, I announced that I had a different video planned, but of course plans always change because about 20 minutes ago we just had an announcement, and that is Scott Sumpton is joining the BTCC for the first time in his career. So let's get straight into this. Now, for those of you who don't know who Scott Sumpton is, let me just fill you in. Scott Sumpton is an 18-year-old racing driver who previously, for the past 2 years, has been racing in the TCR UK Championship. Of course, some might say the other touring car championship. Some might call it the future. But that argument can go on for many, many days. But anyway, so yeah, Scott Sumpton is moving up to BTCC after 2 years in TCR UK. I do believe he will still be doing the TCR Europe Championship. It was announced, I believe, in October, November that Scott would be doing TCR Europe. I don't know if that's the case now because I'm not sure if Europe and BTCC will have any calendar clashes. If they don't, then he can probably do both. But if not, then I'd imagine he'll probably be sticking to BTCC. What team is he going with? Of course, he will be technically sticking with Restart Racing. Of course, Restart Racing announced a few weeks ago they would be joining the BTCC and potentially continuing in TCR UK. I believe that is their plan, but they have announced that their TCR lineup is their BTCC lineup. Of course, Chris Smiley, 2022 TCR champion, will be returning to BTCC, and now, of course, we've got Scott Sumpton moving up into BTCC. Now, first of all, is this a shock? I will be honest, yeah, I did not expect Scott to move up. Of course, it was believed that he would be doing TCR Europe. And again, I'm not too sure if he is now because of this. But yeah, at this point, who knows? But yeah, I was very shocked. I honestly did not expect Scott Sumpton to move into BTCC, at least not yet. He has shown lots of potential in TCR UK. Of course, he was in the latter stages of 2023. He was fighting for race wins and podiums. Unfortunately, never got those results, even though he arguably should have done. He had some great performances in the latter half of the TCR UK season last year. But even so, this is a big shock. But also, I'm sort of happy for Scott. He's a fellow Essex boy like me, so of course I've got to be happy for my Essex lads. But yeah, you know, to see Scott move up, it's going to be a massive step up. I think as well, he's not very experienced still. He's only had a few years. Of course, he's only had 2 years of TCR experience. And even then, he's only had a few years in car racing. I believe before TCR, he was doing the Junior Saloon Car Championship in the Citroen Saxos. So yeah, a bit of a shock, and it will be a massive step up. But honestly, I do think that Scott, yeah, of course, he's got a great team around him. It is essentially the same team, Restart Racing. Of course, I'd imagine a few of their TCR crew will be moved up to BTCC. I do believe there are some Team Hard engineers moving over to Restart as well, along with obviously the two Cupras. So yeah, so I think that would be good for Scott. As well, of course, he has got one of the most, he has got an experienced teammate in Chris Smiley, of course, a champion in TCR, race winner in BTCC as well. So Scott does have a great group of people around him, so I'm sure he will perform well, though. However, my expectations, they're not going to be that high, I'm going to be honest. Scott, whilst yes, does have a ton of potential, he is still very young, especially for a touring car driver. And plus, well, that will very much help him in the long run. I'm sure in a few years' time, Scott will definitely be competing for race wins. But for now, I don't think so. Purely, as I mentioned, he has got a ton of experience. And honestly, I do think he should have had one more year in TCR, potentially. Whilst I will be honest, I think this call-up is a bit too soon. But as always, I'm happy to be proven wrong. I think if Scott can get in the top 15, get some points on the board, maybe get a Jack Sears Trophy win now and again, it will certainly be a good season for Scott. But I'm sure all he'll want to do is learn the BTCC way, learn NGTC spec touring cars. But But yeah, anyway, I'm going to wish Scott Sumpton all the best in his rookie season of BTCC, joining, of course, Chris Smiley at Restart Racing. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, guys. What are your thoughts on Scott Sumpton completing Restart Racing's first lineup as they embark on their maiden BTCC season? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know your predictions for Restart Racing, and let me know your predictions for Scott Sumpton ahead of his rookie campaign in BTCC. Of course, as always, if you're new around here, be sure to like this video, share with your mates as well, because it of course does help my channel grow, and of course press that subscribe button because we are firmly on the road to 200 subscribers. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.